As for what's happening in Victoria today, it is 7 very long weeks, or 55 days, since Victorians were told to stay in their house. It was a couple of weeks after that the curfew was put in place. But to give you an idea about how nothing really has changed, despite the fact that there are all these lockdowns, all these rules, all these curfews, all these briefings. When they decided to lock you in your house, there was about 199 cases a day in Victoria. Today, there's 114. Think about it. That's 2 weeks for the virus to turn up. We are now 55 days after they told you to stay at home. Yet still more than 100 cases every day. Understandably, people in Victoria are frustrated, but the human shields on Twitter, the obedient stenographers in the media, mean you have no voice. But the Premier can hear the quiet Australians, and he can hear the rage that you have about their failure to get on top of this, despite the fact that they have gone to the extraordinary lengths of putting a curfew in Melbourne. You're supposed to be out of this in mid-September. You won't be out of it in mid-September. But the Premier, 22 times in his press conference today, tried to send a message that he's got a plan for you to get out of it.
I think it's unreasonable for a plan that's accurate. We've got to have a plan that needs to be a clear plan, a plan that's real. I can guarantee that I'll provide the most detailed plan as soon as I can possibly provide it. I'm going to be handing down plans. It's a detailed plan, a plan of certainty. There'll be a clear plan underpinning that plan. To have a plan that runs for a detailed plan.
That might be his plan for the only thing that the media would report on today. But when actually asked, middle of September, at the end of a massive period of time that started, by the way, in the first week of July, when people were locked in their house. He's now saying, no, we have failed yet again. We failed when it came to hotel quarantine, which meant the cases got out, that meant we had to go and lock you in your house. We failed to get on top of the ethnic communities by not giving them the information in their relative languages, that we had to lock you in your house for the next 6 weeks. And then at the end of the period, in mid-September, we're still going to have to kick the can down the road. These are his words.
But it's still just a little too early for us to be able to map out an absolutely definitive plan. That's the honest, frank, and upfront position that we find ourselves in.
Honestly, I feel for you in Victoria. I feel for you that you have such a little voice that just frankly is ignored, and deliberately so, especially by those who get to leave their house every day to go and write down what the Premier says. Or the highlight of their day is that they're able to, in their jibby jams, do their radio show. Don't expect those people to be caring about you, because they don't.
Come on, people in Victoria, stand up. Stand up. Enough is enough, or when is enough going to be enough? The rest of Australia is living their lives on a daily basis, and what? You think people aren't dying in other states? Of course they are. They're just not fucking dying of Dan Andrews. If you guys start dying, it ain't going to be from coronavirus. It's going to be dying by Dan Andrews. But hey, there is a plan.